Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the record, the mayor will not be here with us this evening, and Councilman Shipsta is not here right now. Nobody heard if he's going to make it or not, so. Personal appeals, part one. Anybody have an appeal? Dave? No. Okay, that takes care of that. Community minute. Anybody have a community minute to bring forward? I always look at you, Roy. Why do I always look at you?
I'm kind of
Nothing.
I think tomorrow I receive, on behalf of the borough, an award from the Girl Scouts of America. Let me look. Yeah, the PA Eastern Conference has an award banquet. They are honoring the borough tomorrow in Gilbertsville, so I will be representing us
Nice.
for that.
Cool. We have, and I might be wrong here, isn't Flag Day coming up now?
That's June 14th.
Wrong month.
The only reason I know it was my parents' anniversary, so it sticks in my head.
And if anyone else would like to go tomorrow, you're more than welcome. As a matter of fact, you might, if you really want to, you can take my place.
Well, we have Parks and Recreation Committee meeting tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Correct, we do it
I
for
can't make it.
4 o'clock.
You're welcome.
I think Mr. Brown.
Go ahead,
has something.
Brown.
Hey, real quick, Project Lifesaver, you know, the program that we
Mhm.
just installed, they're doing a fundraiser. Martha Lieberman asked me to spread the word. It's at Wisecrackers Comedy Club, and they're asking, this is a fundraiser for them, so if you want more information, you can contact Martha Lieberman at her.
You have a date?
It is Friday, June 2nd,
Okay.
and it's, again, Martha Lieberman at rcn.com. So
Well, we have another meeting there if you have get more information or something.
I just wanted to throw it out.
All right, thank you.
Yep, thanks.
I have a question too. Electronic recycling, is that the first Monday of the month? Was that today?
It's usually on the calendar here.
I think it's
but-
That's why I'm asking, because I was going to ask if we could put it on the calendar.
It usually is, I believe it's the second though.
Yeah, I think it's the second.
Okay. For future, can we get that on the monthly calendar?
Normally it is.
Okay. Yeah, I looked because I wasn't sure if it was today or next one. All right.
Normally it is.
Anybody else, community minute? Special presentations, we have none. Reading of the minutes. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the council meeting minutes from April 17th? Councilman Dufresne, is there a second? Councilman Barrett, questions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 6 ayes. There are no decisions on bids. We have a communication from Caros Promotions requesting to hold a community carnival in the community park. I read this and I don't know what we should do here because it's in 18 days. And they're asking for a lot. They're going to have carnival rides. I believe they said, where did I read it? 2 to 3 bounce houses, and also, where did I read it? It was like 10 carnival rides or something like that.
There wasn't a tag,
Yeah.
attachment there.
2 to 3 bounce houses.
I would say put it to Parks and Recs. I mean, first of all, if they're having all these carnival rides, I'm not even sure if we have electricity that can handle it. I think that's the first
Usually
thing.
most of those places have their own generators, but
It's the 19th, 20th, and 21st is what the
It's
request.
3
But we
days,
do have
yeah.
Parks and Recs tomorrow.
Okay.
Before we could.
but there's not a lot of information here. It says estimated attendance 200 an hour. But I swear I read there was, right there, this description of events, 10 to 15 amusement rides, circus performers. So, I don't know. I mean, that's, like I said, it's in 18 days.
Do we have a phone number to?
Well,
call this
I wouldn't
person?
want to turn it away, but there's not enough time for planning.
Well, considering the allotted space down there, I'm not even.
Well, we don't
sure
know. That's why we
Let's-
need more
So
information,
let's send it to committee so that they can at least start doing some
which is
legwork.
tomorrow, but let's see if they can come and make a presentation to us.
Right, probably not tomorrow.
Well, it depends
they're
in
out of
18
here-
days,
you know
so
what,
that's
they're
not
out
I
gonna happen.
understand, but by the time we get out of here tonight, I'm not gonna
They're
make a
out
phone
of
call to them.
Quakertown, so they're kind of local. Maybe we
So-
can get them.
I mean, we can try to
There's
call
a
them in the
phone
morning.
number.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a phone number attached to the email.
It looks like it's a company that's
All right, so I'll send it to
Postings.
Parks and Rec. We'll see if Shane can get in touch with them in the morning, see if they can come and present something to us. If not, obviously, you can't make decisions if you don't have more information, so. All right. Does anybody else have any other communications to bring forward? Because I don't have anything here. No Borough Engineers report, Solicitors report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want everyone to be aware that there is a meeting with LCA and ourselves, and probably Allentown and everyone else, next Monday at 8:30 at LCA. I will be there. I believe Dinkelocker will be there, and anyone who wants to accompany me, please let me know, and I'll be glad to have you come along. There's today, this afternoon, in fact, I just received the data from Allentown concerning the Emmaus Interceptor, whether it is complete or whether it answers our question as to the amount of peak flow that we actually purchased. I don't know. I spent about an hour looking at it. I'm not an engineer. I did my best, but I sent it over to Brad Youst for that. There's also been a series of emails back and forth with Allentown. Our 1959 agreement only mentions stormwater, which we have addressed. It does not mention I&I. They have now switched tack, in knowing that, of course, that I am right, and now they call it rain-induced I&I. So they have a new term that they are trying to ride and try to say that we have rain-induced I&I. The bottom line is it's becoming very sticky. I can't really give you good advice tonight until I know the answers to some of these questions. So therefore, the executive session that was asked, at least for the LCA part, we'll do it the next time, and we'll have better handle on it.
You still have executive session on personnel. With that said, I will not be here on Monday. I'll be at the PSAB conference, so that's the meeting that I had asked if anybody's available to go with Mr. Dimick and Mr. Dinkelocker. If not, that's fine. They can handle it themselves.
I will be at work, so I won't be able to.
Quite honestly, the conversation when it comes to the technical stuff is over my head. So, if you want to go there and doodle for a while, you're more than welcome to.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Progress.
Unfinished business part 1, we have none. New business, we have none. Unfinished business part 2, we have the second reading of ordinance 1155 next meeting. Items not on the agenda. Anybody have anything to bring forward? Hearing none. Mayor's report. Anybody have anything in the absence of the mayor? Committee reports. Public Works Committee Chairman Brown.
Nothing for official action, and our next meeting is May 8th here in council chambers at 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Progress.
Health, Sanitation, and Codes Committee Chairman Shipsta. Oh, for the record, Chairman Shipsta arrived at 7:07. Good.
One thing that we have this evening, you'll see in your notes here, we had a lengthy discussion with JP Mascaro in reference to extending their contract. The contract can be extended, correct me if I'm wrong, another 3 years, right, Shane?
What? Yeah, in 1 year
1 year
increments.
periods,
Yes.
right? Okay. So that's what we discussed with them. We went over a few of the issues that have come up over the past year, and you know, some of the things that we see and that we hear from the people in the borough. But we were able to negotiate down to get a 0.5% increase for next year in the contract. They had asked for a larger increase, but they were willing to accept the 0.5%. The only other thing we have now is that we recommended to council that we extend their contract for 1 year at a, is it in here? At an increase of 0.5%. And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
And do we know when that expires then?
Well, so we need to notify them before July 1st
July
as to our
1st.
intention. The contract expires, so that's why you'd be voting on it now. Because if you don't vote on it, we have a lot of work to do in a short amount of time, which we could still do. But the contract period ends December 31st.
Okay, thank you, guys. I just wanted to make sure that we had that.
Otherwise, we'd have to go out for.
All right, there's a motion on the floor by Councilman Schubsta. Is there a second? Councilman Dufresne? Any questions or discussion, Councilman Brown?
Thank you, Mr. Liebenberg. Just real quick, I want to let the community know that the Vice President of Sales was there and also the Operations Manager. Real quick, the one thing that I've been, as I'm going door to door, I've noticed a lot of people, the number one issue that we have, the borough is doing a great job, but the number one issue is the garbage. So we had a very candid conversation with JP Mascaro on both sides. I think it was a good, healthy discussion. And so I just wanted to let people know that their concerns were made to JP Mascaro, but also JP Mascaro has been correcting their issues. And I know, Mr. Leibenberg, we brought up some of the issues that you even discussed. And so they understand where we're coming from, and I think they know what our expectations are, and they're getting better at it. Because at first I was going to be against this, but after having that candid conversation with them, it was a healthy one. So I'm in favor of pushing this forward for 1 year.
Councilman Anders?
Just, do we know what .5 increase is?
Yeah,
dollar amount?
it's a couple $1,000s. It's the same exact increase that's been throughout the life of the contract.
Okay.
And to that extent, when we talk about complaints, I think it's also important to say that on the other end, we receive half the complaints about this hauler as opposed to our previous contract.
And I would say,
So I think it's important to note that on the other side of it,
Yep.
that these guys aren't out there a walking mess. That's not the case.
and Shane, I would say too, compared to the first year, the last 2 years have been fairly decent. I noticed lately that everything's been fine.
Well, absolutely, and as Mr. Brown pointed out, one thing that we're quick to do is to sit down with them and point out, here are the issues and the concerns of the community, and I think they've been very, very responsive when we talk to them about things, and they quickly try to address it.
Yep. Anybody else?
I did have a question. I mean, I don't think you would have this offhand, but the rate is usually set when you bid it out. It's based on the amount of weight of the trash. And I was just wondering, over the last couple of years, has that leveled out? Has it gone down, gone up for future when we bid it out next time? Because like I said, it's usually, when they throw out a bid, it's usually based on the weight because they have to pay for whatever they transfer.
Yeah, so,
It's 85.
I'm just curious because
been
I want to
85
know at
tons.
some point, did it come down? Is it up? Is it
10
steady?
tons, right?
it's actually steady or slightly increasing. And back to the question about how much money is it going up by, it's about $4,000 for the year. 0.05, it's about an
And-
$800,000 contract.
Yeah, and it's gone up every year.
Yeah.
I mean, up based
It's
on the
it's about
contract.
4,000.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's remaining the same. I think they said total refuse is slightly up. We talked about recycling totals
Yep.
and the steady decline, which we looked at about an 8-year average, so even past their term, and it's been declining, which means we need to step up our efforts in terms of education, marketing information, et cetera, and making sure that the public is aware of what they should and shouldn't be and what they can and can't be recycling. So we need to do more on that end. Electronic recycling, we have no problem getting rid of that stuff.
They will continue.
And
with the
that'll
same-
remain.
Right,
Yep.
but the amount of garbage going up and the amount of recycling going down is a direct correlation. That, people just aren't, and I'm saying that too generalized, but some people are throwing a lot of their recyclables in with their regular refuse, and that's where the issue really would come in there.
Well, there could be other reasons too. A lot more companies are using plastic versus glass. Glass weighs a lot more than plastic, so that could be another reason why it goes down.
Yeah, but it's actually not glass totals that's really gone down in the last couple years.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes.
That's all we have for official action. And our next meeting is scheduled for May 18th at 4:15. I'll report progress.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Committee, Chairman Anders.
Yes, I have several items for for approval this evening. The first is of hiring seasonal part-time employees. The first of which will be at the concession stand, Olivia Sander of Macungie for $7.25 per hour. A lifeguard contingent upon completion of certification training, Joshua Lee of Orfield, $8.25 per hour. And then I'm also recommending a pay rate increase be approved for the following returning employees. Concession stand, Michaela Jones, $7.50 per hour. Sarah Smeltzy, $8 per hour. Matt Nemus, $7.50 per hour. Patricia Dieter, $8.50 per hour. Whitney Hillebrand, $7.50 per hour. And Public Works, Reed Custer, $7.50 per hour. And Taylor Schaff, $8.25 per hour.
There's a motion on the floor by Councilman Anders. Is there a second? Councilwoman Gilbert, questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say no. There's 7 ayes.
The next item on the agenda, I'm not sure, should I read this, Shane, or should someone
Yeah,
else?
just don't make a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. We have a communication. It comes from myself, Roy Anders. It says, please consider my request to continue serving on the Recreation and Entertainment Commission.
And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Motion made
He
by
wasn't
Councilman Schubsta. And that's to expire May 1st, 2020.
Oh, no expiration date.
Is there a second? Councilman Barrett, questions or discussion? You're being,
Mr. Barrett.
oh,
Go on, you can-
well, I was just going to ask, are you being represented as just a citizen, or because you're
That's what I have been.
not a
Yeah,
borough
but-
rep?
I
I'm the
volunteered
borough
for
rep.
this
That's what I
before I
wanna make sure.
became.
I'm the
a
borough rep.
council.
So you just want to remain on there as a citizen, even though you're on council?
That's where I've been
That's
recommended,
right.
yes.
Okay.
That's where I'd like it to be.
And I counted how many were on the commission. At this time, we have 9, because I read the minutes, and that's how many are on the, so that's the most we've ever had, so.
I wanted to confirm the same thing. I thought
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm the
Schuster
rep.
was, but I just wanted to make sure that I understood the equation.
Okay.
Yeah, I want him to stay where
Just
he's
remember, though, what he just did to you.
I saw that, I was like,
Yes. Do I abstain?
Anybody else?
Myself? Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Those abstaining?
Aye.
All right, you have to fill one of these sheets out. Since they're, I don't think we have them on our desks. Give that to Shane then. Anything else?
And with that, we meet tomorrow at 4 PM here in council chambers, and I'll report progress. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee Chairwoman Gilbert.
Thank you. Nothing for official action this evening. Our next meeting is Wednesday, May 3rd at 3 PM here in Chambers. Progress.
Thank you. General Administration Committee Chairman Barrett.
We have one item that requires official action. It's a resolution 2017-18, which is I'll just read the whole resolution. A resolution of the Council of the Borough of Emmaus, Lehigh County, Pennsylvania, approving the Keystone Recreation Park and Conservation Grant contract for the Emmaus Library and setting grant management parameters. This is a $500,000 pass-through grant. Is it correct to say it as a pass-through?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming through the borough, but it's going directly to the library. So I will place resolution 2017-18.
All right,
In the
there's a
form of
motion on the floor for Resolution 2017-18 by Councilman Barrett. Is there a second? Councilwoman Gilbert, questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. 7 ayes.
And that is the only item for official action. The next meeting is May 10th at 9 a.m. Progress.
Thank you. Budget and Finance Committee is myself. We have the bill list, Resolution 2017-17. Is there somebody that would like to make the motion to approve the bill list? Councilwoman Gilbert, seconded by Councilman Schubsta. Is there a question or discussion on the bill list? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. There are 7 ayes. Our next meeting's May 15th here in council chambers, 6:45. I report progress. Community Relations, Planning and Development Committee, Chairman Dufresne.
Nothing for official action tonight. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 11th at 4 PM in council chambers. Progress.
Thank you. We have various boards and commission Meeting notes, always very informative. I think it's a great idea that they're on here, so if you ever have any questions on that, you can talk to Shane, I guess. Personal Appeals Part 2. Sure.
Now,
Personal Appeals Part 2. Dave, you have anything to bring up? I'll go second. Okay. Borough Manager's Report.
We received an amended draft that I think they are getting ready to go out to the public for review for the Southwest Lehigh comp plan. It's like 111 megabytes, so I think it was through a Dropbox. So if you can't get to it, I can make you a copy of it. But it's 156 pages, I think. So take a look at it, review it. If you have any comments in the next couple days, make sure you get those to Brent Stringfellow. He is going to be at the next meeting. As far as the intergovernmental agreement, we've received 2 sets of solicitor comments regarding that. We've passed those along. We have some concerns about the wording, but we're trying to work through that with the rest of the municipalities. Other than that, the significant revenue and expense items for April.
Shane, can I ask you a
Same
question
thing.
then? Was there, from the Earth Day, a shredding fee and like an extra fee or something that came through, and did we, through either Upper Milford?
Yeah, we will be dealing with that through health, sanitation, and codes.
Okay, very good.
Any other questions? I'll report progress.
Thank you. President's business, we have an executive session for personnel matters only, with no action to be taken, correct?
Correct.
So at this time, we will recess at 7:23. We'll allow the press to ask. Give me a yell.
All right.
Council's reconvening at 8:52. Is there a motion to adjourn? Councilman Barrett, is there a second? Councilwoman Gilbert, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned at 8:53.
8:50 what?
I've had time.